Now, just before we get started with today's video, I do want to mention that the background gameplay is from Swag at the Call of Duty Next Event. Obviously, I don't have my own Black Ops 6 gameplay to use. This will be just for today's video because obviously after today, we will have the Black Ops 6 beta and I'll be able to get my own. But I'm just using his gameplay for today. So, you know, I'll leave a link to his video down in the description below so you can go watch it for yourself. So, just yesterday, we had the Call of Duty Next live event for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. And they revealed a ton of stuff in this event that I'm not going to be talking about everything today because if I did, this would probably be like a 30-minute video. And I think a lot of things have been talked about already. So instead of just trying to cover everything I can, I'm going to be going in detail today with the Black Ops 6 mastery, progression, anything basically around that. And they did reveal a lot of stuff surrounding progression and mastery, including the Mastery Camos, Dark Ops challenges, and a lot more, which we're going to be talking about today. And then obviously tomorrow we've got the Black Ops 6 beta starting. For me, it's going to be around about 6 PM, but I am going to be out tomorrow, which is really annoying. So I'm going to be making my first video on Saturday, probably around about the afternoon time. So from this Saturday onwards, for the next couple of weeks or so, I'm going to be making a lot of Black Ops 6 videos talking about basically anything I can get my hands on in the beta and beyond that as well. So if you don't want to miss any videos of mine, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, and we're just going to hop right into it and start talking about the Mastery Camos because they revealed the Mastery Camos for Black Ops 6, and this genuinely might be the best set of Mastery Camos we've ever had in a CoD game because they look fantastic in this game. So we're going to start off by talking about the multiplayer Mastery Camos, and I'm going to be showing you guys the footage here on screen they showed us. The first camo is going to be gold camo, no bullshit, no designs, just straight up gold with some black features on the gun as well, and it looks amazing. Second up, we have diamond camo, which is styled exactly like it was in Black Ops 2, and I think Black Ops Cold War as well. They did it in this sort of design as well, but it looks a little better than Cold War. I think the colors on the gold specifically look a lot more vibrant. And just like the Modern Warfare games, we do have 4 Mastery Camos per category as well, and the third Mastery Camo here is called Dark Spine, and this is a brand new camo we've not seen before. This is basically like, I don't know how to describe it. It's basically a spine running down the middle of your gun with sort of like these darker gold features on the side, and it is also animated as well. It has this like purple like pulse running through the spine as well, which looks really cool. I heard someone describe this camo as basically a weapon blueprint in a earnable camo form, and I couldn't agree more because it genuinely looks crazy enough to be a blueprint, and the fact that you can earn this on every gun in the game is going to be incredible. But the final Mastery Camo here in Black Ops 6 is a returning one. It is Dark Matter from Black Ops 3, and it's kind of a bummer that we're getting a returning camo, but just look how good it looks in this game. It looks probably the best it's ever looked in the past 10 years since it first came out. And the cool thing about this camo as well, which is actually a theme with all the final Mastery Camos in this game, is that it's actually reactive. So as you shoot your gun, the longer you sustain fire, it actually has a animation to it where for Dark Matter, for example, you have these like sort of fiery embers come through the gun as well, and it sort of like sparks up, like the purple gets a lot brighter, which is a really cool way to bring back an OG Mastery Camo, but change it at the same time where it is unique to this game. Obviously, it's not a massive change or anything like that because the embers are still part of the camo, but I don't care. I mean, this is just a gorgeous camo, and it's probably the best Mastery Camo we've ever had. So to see it in this game in all of its beauty, I'm happy. I really am. And one thing the trailer did mention for the Mastery Camos, I think specifically for multiplayer, this might apply across the board as well. Camo challenges are going to be basically a blend of traditional headshot challenges and specialized challenges suited per weapon, which in my opinion, basically means that if we've got the same system as Modern Warfare 2 and 3, I imagine the first or second camo are going to be some kind of headshot challenge, and then all the other base camo challenges are going to be sort of suited to that gun. So you're not going to have to do long shots with pistols or anything ridiculous like that. But anyway, now we're going to talk about the Zombies Mastery Camos. It's the same story as the multiplayer ones. We've got 4 different camos, and the first one is Mystic Gold, where it's basically the same principle as the gold camo, but it has this sort of like wooden effect, I would say, this sort of grainy effect throughout the gun, and it's a really nice twist on gold. I'm not usually a fan of the sort of twists on gold, like say Gilded from Modern Warfare 3, for example, but the gold in this actually looks like gold. It doesn't look like some washed out yellow. It just looks nice. Next up, we've got Opal, which in my opinion is kind of like a worse diamond, but it's still a really nice camo. I'd say the way I'd describe this is it has more of like a platinum vibe to it as opposed to a gold. Like you can see the gold sections are more, they're kind of, it's white I guess, and the gems are sort of more more vibrant as well. They're not really diamonds. The third camo for zombies is a really cool one in my opinion. This is Afterlife, which is basically based off of the Pack-a-Punch camo in Mob of the Dead. As you can see, it's got this sort of like black effect to it and like the sort of light blue and like runes, I'll describe it as, that are sort of animated throughout the gun. Like I say, this is basically inspired from the Mob of the Dead Pack-a-Punch camo, which is really cool to see in a Mastery Camo form. The final Mastery Camo here for zombies is Nebula, which apparently is returning from Black Ops 4 or something, I'm not really sure. But this has the same reactiveness that Dark Matter has, where as you continue to shoot it, instead of having embers run through the gun, as you can see at the base, it's sort of like blue and green. As you shoot the gun, it kind of transitions to a more pink and like red. So instead of it kind of affecting the camo like it does with Dark Matter where it just adds the embers, this basically changes the color almost entirely from like this green purple to like sort of red and pink, which looks really nice. And we do have a final set of Mastery Camos to talk about here. I'm sorry about the video form, it's the only one I could find, but this is the Warzone Mastery Camos, which they're actually adding with, I think, either the launch of Black Ops 6 or Season 1, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's the same story here. With Warzone has its own Mastery Camos, finally. The first one is Gold Tiger, which again is a variant on gold, and I really like it. Probably the best version of gold that we have that isn't just gold itself. I really like it. Next up, we have King's Ransom, which in my opinion is horrible. This is a disgusting camo. It doesn't look like gems, like say with diamond and even opal, like they are gems on the gun. This kind of reminds me of Royalty from Advanced Warfare, but it doesn't look like these are actually gems and gold combined. It looks like a drawing and it just looks horrific in my opinion. But anyway, next up we have Catalyst, which is the third Warzone camo, and this is not a bad camo, but I just think it's a little dark in my opinion. Like it's basically, the way I describe it, like a black honeycomb texture with these like bright lights running through the honeycomb, which, you know, in theory is a really cool idea, but it's just too dark. It's not vibrant enough, and I think for a Mastery Camo, it's pretty underwhelming. And the Completionist Camo for Warzone is called Abyss, and this one is actually pretty nice, but I'd say it's the weakest of the three. The way I describe this is that it's sort of a two-tone marble effect. The first one, which is the main part of the gun, is sort of black with white running through it, and the other one is basically the opposite of that. You got white with the black marble running through it, and as you shoot it, it has the same reactiveness. It kind of has this like spark of blue and cyan and turquoise run through, which does look really good. I think that, to be honest, should have been the actual camo instead of the sort of marble effect. I think that looks a lot better. So yeah, it's really cool that Warzone is getting its own set of Mastery Camos, but in my opinion, they're underwhelming. I mean, I'm definitely going to be playing zombies and multiplayer specifically. I'm not a huge Warzone player, but I'll definitely be getting those two. In terms of Warzone, I'll probably get it eventually, but it's not anything, you know, to shout home about. Now, the next thing they actually confirmed, which I'm really excited about, is that we're going to have 100% of calling cards for every single mode. So we're going to have a multiplayer 100% of calling card, a zombies 100% of calling card, and even a Warzone one as well, which is really cool to see all three get a unique calling card. But the main thing that I like about these is that it's very obvious that it's 100%, and people are going to notice this and go, oh shit, he got 100% in this, which I'm hoping is a lot harder than Black Ops Cold War, because Black Ops Cold War didn't actually have 100% of calling cards, but they did have these kinds of challenges, and they were very underwhelming, very easy to complete. I'm hoping that this is kind of more like Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, where it's a lot more in-depth. You kind of have to go through every single thing in the game in terms of weapons, lethals, tacticals, game modes. You have to do everything to get this calling card. Now, speaking of challenges, not only are we getting the 100% of every single mode, we are also getting Dark Ops challenges returning in Black Ops 6 as well, which we did see in Black Ops Cold War, and they were very good in that game. I don't think there's going to be any kind of Dark Ops 100%er. It's not going to count towards the 100%er either, because Dark Ops is a very separate thing from your sort of base challenges. But yeah, Dark Ops challenges are returning. I don't think they said for Warzone. I think at the moment it's only multiplayer and zombies. It might be for Warzone as well, which I would like to see. And another thing to do with progression as well, not necessarily mastery, is to do with the attachment system in this game. So obviously the way attachments have worked for the past couple of years has been very odd, very backwards, I would say. It's not going to work this way in Black Ops 6. it's going to work how it used to back in the day. So this is a great thing because we're not going to be seeing, you know, duplicates of foregrips and suppressors and stocks and all that stuff. Every weapon is just going to have a specific weapon tree. Think of it how it used to work in Black Ops Cold War. The only exception to this is going to be optics, but the one thing that I like about this, which is actually really cool, is that you can just use optics across the board regardless of the weapon level. So for example, if I use the, I don't know, let's just say a red dot sight that I unlocked on the MP5, I can go ahead and use that on the XM4 from level 1 because I've already unlocked it, and I can just slap it on that gun, which is really cool. Only problem I see with this is that you're probably going to be having another 500 optics in the game, but it's not for everything, it's just for the optics, which is fine. And the final thing I want to talk about today is the prestige system, which we've known about classic prestige for a while now. You get to max level, which will probably be 55, you reset your level, go into prestige 1, there's going to be 10 prestiges. Once you go through the 10 prestiges, you then go to level 1000, which is master prestige. So the cool thing they talked about with the prestige system is that each prestige is going to be based around a previous Black Ops game. So as you can see here, they revealed the prestige icon for prestige 1, and this one's going to be based around World at War. So they also talked about each prestige having its own calling card set, its own unique rewards like blueprints, charms, that kind of stuff. I imagine all of the stuff under this prestige umbrella is going to be themed around World at War. So once you get into prestige 1, all the calling cards you can unlock, all the blueprints, charms, all of that stuff is going to be themed around World at War, and each prestige is going to have its own Black Ops game sort of themed around that. And the one thing they did confirm as well is the weapon progression and camo progression is separate from prestige, which is the way it's worked all the times before. But the one question I have about this prestige system is if each prestige is based off a previous Black Ops game, so prestige 1 World at War, prestige 2 Black Ops 1, prestige 2 Black Ops 2 or 3, whatever, how is that going to work once we get to prestige 5? Because we have World at War, Black Ops 1 through to Black Ops Cold War, but then we've got Black Ops 6, which might be prestige 7, which would be weird. But then what about the final prestiges? Like, we've got like 4 or 3 prestiges left that, you know, do you get what I mean? Unless they're going to have multiple prestiges based off of certain games, we might have 2 based off World at War, 2 based off Black Ops 1. Either that, or they might throw in a couple of the games as well. But Treyarch have only made Black Ops games apart from World at War, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. Kind of weird, I just wanted to throw that out there. But that's everything I wanted to talk about for today's video. This is everything, at least in my opinion, that is very relevant, because there's a lot of information that has come out from Call of Duty Next that is obviously relevant, but this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to focus on, is the mastery and the prestiges, the camos, that kind of stuff. I could definitely make more videos talking about everything we learned about multiplayer in terms of like the gameplay and the perk systems, that kind of stuff. I could talk about zombies as well. There's also Warzone, which has had a massive amount of information revealed, which I actually probably will make a separate video on. But I think for today, that's going to about do it, because obviously tomorrow we've got the beta starting as well, and I could sit here and talk about Warzone tomorrow or the day after that as well, but I'm going to be playing Black Ops 6. I mean, that's where my attention is going to be focused. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.